In this business and in any business endeavor, you have to stand out. You have to be a little bit different. You have to have that little edge that makes you different. You have to have a little bit of risk involved. Welcome back. Mike here, Golden State Picker, with another video for you today. It's Monday, so that means it's Motivational Monday. Yeah, we're going to start off our week with a little video to give you something to hopefully kick-start your Mondays. If you're new to my channel, I'm Mike out of Silicon Valley, San Jose, and I do a couple of videos on Wednesday and Sunday that show you what I found and what I sold. And on Monday, we do this type of video where we give you something to think about, keep you going for the week. Mondays, for me, it's the start of a new week. I've cleared my dock. Everything should be clean, and I'm ready to go out and make it happen for the week. And that's why I love Mondays, because Mondays means fresh start. All right, let's get into today's video. Today's video, I'm calling it Only Risk Takers Win. Very interesting title, so let's get right into it. By definition, if you are the same as everybody else, if you're not taking a risk over and above everybody else, by definition, you can't win. If you're doing exactly what everybody else is doing, how can you possibly win? You have to be different to win. In this business and in any business endeavor, you have to stand out. You have to be a little bit different. You have to have that little edge that makes you different. You have to have a little bit of risk involved. If you don't, you're just like everybody else, and you really won't kind of grow. You just need to have that little bit more to make yourself stand out, and that would be on the risk side. If you're doing exactly what everybody else is doing, you can't expect to get a different outcome. The crowd plays it safe. The crowd follows trends, listens to headlines, and waits for someone else to move first. But winners, and I mean real winners, step out of line. You know, think of it as two lines, right? You've got one over here, line A, and line B, and there's a big line on line A. And line B doesn't have that many people. That's because everybody's following everybody in line A, and I am in line B. I jump to a different line to be a little bit more risk oriented. I'm out there trying to figure out how to grow my business, how to be creative, all of that kind of thing, right? How many times have you seen this when you come up to a traffic light and you've got two? I have this one in my city where there's 3 lanes that turn left. And about a quarter mile down, you have to get on the freeway or go straight or something. But you see all the people in the far right lane because they're afraid they can't get over to catch the freeway. So what they do is they sit and follow that one line and they miss a light. Whereas if you're all the way over in the far lane, there might be 2 or 3 cars and you still have time to get over and get on the freeway and you don't miss the light. I'm giving you a generalization. It's an interesting thing to think about. Followers and leaders, it's just kind of the way I think. So step out of line, get in a different line, and take some risk, right? The crowd, now let's get into point number 2. Sorry, I got to get into point number 2. It's success. Every great success story is built on someone who is willing to move before the crowd, to believe when others doubted, and to see opportunity in what looked like chaos, right? Sometimes our lives is full of chaos, full of stuff that's around us. And some people can see through that and get through that and become better at their reselling. So we have to remember to understand what the chaos looks like and realize that we can get through it. That's exactly what separates the great eBay resellers from everybody else. Most people walk past opportunity every day at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, because they can't see the value beyond the dust, the old label or the cracked box. But a reseller sees it differently. You see potential, you see history, rarity, profit, while others just see junk. How many times have you people ask you what you do and you say, oh, I'm a reseller, and they go, what are you? A what? A reseller. That means I resell stuff. And to them it's junk, but to us it's profit. How many times have you told somebody about your best find and they just shake their head like, you sold it for how much? And I tell them I sold a rare Beatles album for $1,300. It's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But they still can't quite wrap their head around it because they're so focused on stuff as being discarded. It must not be worth anything. But in reality, you as resellers, and we know what it's worth, right? While the crowd waits for someone else to prove it's worth something, you already are buying, listing, and selling. That's the consistency that really strong resellers are doing, because it takes guts to buy when others hesitate. It takes belief to list that obscure item when everybody else is chasing what's trending. And it takes vision to know that something sitting on a dusty table can turn into a sale that helps fund your next big find, right? That's what we do here as resellers. We are finding stuff, turning that into profit, and then that into more profit, and so on and so forth. How did I grow my business? First, I was just thinking small. Let's see if we can make $50 a day, then 100, then 200, then 300. And the mindset keeps pushing you, and your risk becomes more, but it's really not risk because you know what you're doing. It's just now you're expanding your business every single day. Every successful eBay reseller has that moment when they buy something nobody else wanted, and it ends up paying off big. That's what this game is about. It's not luck. It's seeing what others miss and having the courage to act on it. That's it, right? Just the courage to act on it. That's all you need to do, is just take that step. We talk about that over and over. Next, we have the title Winners. You don't win by copying the herd. You win by thinking differently, acting boldly, and staying the course when others panic. That's what separates investors from traders, leaders from followers, and winners from spectators. You win by thinking differently, by seeing value where others see junk. You win by walking through a garage sale or thrift store and spotting that one overlooked item the crowd just passed right by. That's what separates real resellers from weekend flippers. You see potential before everyone else does. How many times have we walked into a thrift store or garage sale at 12 o'clock and found something very valuable? I used the one that I just did. I found a cowbell, and I had walked in at like 1:30 in the afternoon, and there on the bottom shelf was this cowbell. It stuck out. It was like just sticking out. I looked at it and I go, my eyes said, that's cool. Picked it up, and it was like $4.99, and I sold it for about $100. How many times have we seen that happen? That's because we don't give up. We continue to go. We're just, I like to call it being the relaxed reseller. I don't worry about, boy, if I'm not there at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I'm going to miss out on something. No, you're not. Just be consistent and continue to go. You'll be amazed at what falls into your lap, right? That's the difference between a reseller and a hustler, between a business owner and a hobbyist, between winners and spectators. Anyone can copy what's hot, but true eBay pros think ahead, take risks, and stay consistent when everyone else is chasing the next easy win. Because in this game, just in life, like in life, the bold, the patient, and the different are the ones who win. You wonder why. Do you wonder why everybody else is finding stuff and you're not? Maybe you're not doing something just not quite right. It's that consistent pattern, right, that we can talk about over and over. And if you do that enough times, eventually some things are going to fall into your lap. So keep that in mind. So yes, you have to take risk. You have to believe in your own conviction, even when it's uncomfortable, because the uncomfortable path is almost always where growth happens. It's so true, right? Sometimes you just got to get outside that comfort zone. You hear it over and over. I will tell you that if you are good at reselling and you step out into another area of reselling and you're nervous, those other years of work will kick in and help guide you in that new risk. The word risk gets that bad connotation, but we're taking a very educated risk, a strong risk that we know we're going to be successful, right? So we just have to take that chance. That's where you find out what you're really made of, right? That's where you separate yourself from the crowd. Not when it's easy, but when it's uncertain. Oh boy, I can tell you many things in my life where I was uncertain, but when I got into it, the excitement and how it just built and how I was able to figure it out. That's the fun part of it, is how to figure it all out. Anyone can follow when things are clear. Anyone can play it safe. But the ones who win, the ones who build something real, are the ones who keep pushing when everyone else stops. Can't tell you how many times I hear that, right? I'm done. I can't do it anymore. All that kind of stuff. Well, it guarantee you that if you do quit, you are not going to find out if you can do it. Whether it's reselling, investing, or chasing your next big move, remember this: comfort never made anybody great. Every big leap starts with a little bit of risk and a whole lot of faith in what? Yourself. Okay? So take that shot, back your vision, keep moving forward even when it's uncomfortable, because that's where the growth happens, and that's where winners are made. Okay? I'm going to leave you with this one thing. Think about this. Play it safe and you'll blend in. Take risk and you might just stand out and win. So there you go. That's today's video. Hopefully you got a little bit of something today from my video. I always try to give it my all. Not perfect, all that kind of stuff. I'm just like you. I'm out there trying to figure out life, trying to figure out how to be a reseller, how to be a businessman in person, all that kind of stuff. And I do it right here in this small little shed area that I have. And I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell notification. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next 1 to 2 to 3 years for myself. I know I'm going to get better at a lot of different things, and that's my goal. My goal here is to give you something that will help you to understand what it takes to be successful in life and to keep a positive attitude, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you do like these videos, just hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in my next video.